Hello, good afternoon. Today we are drawing a single ball flail. A single ball flail is a medieval impact weapon made of a handle, a flexible connector, usually a chain, and a single heavy ball at the end, sometimes smooth, sometimes spiked. The flexible joint is what makes it a flail, unlike a mace, which is rigid. The weapon evolved from agriculture flails used for threshing grain. Farmers already knew how to swing flails effectively. During peasant uprising and early militias around the 12th and 13th century, these tools were adapted for combat because, they didn't have anything else. Over time, professional weapon makers refined them into military versions with iron balls and chains. So its roots are very working class, improvised tools becoming battlefield weapons. It's pretty fucking badass. Basically, people were farming, were about to get into a big fucking brawl with the people, their overlords, and didn't have anything else, so they used what they had already for smashing up the grain and put spikes on that bitch. Dope. Historical use. Single ball flails appeared mainly in Central Europe, Germany, Bohemia, and Poland, and parts of Eastern Europe. They are most common from roughly the 13th to the 16th centuries. They were used by infantry, militia, and peasants, and occasionally knights, though less common. Their main purpose was to defeat armor. The swinging ball could wrap around shields. The impact could transmit force through plate or mail. Spiked versions could bite into armor gaps. Damn. Strengths, or effectiveness, and drawbacks. The strength of a flail: it's hard to block due to the flexible chain. So I guess like you swing it at someone and it wraps around their arm, it's still gonna fucking hit them. Delivers a massive blunt trauma. Can strike around shields, which again, you hit someone with a shield and it's gonna wrap around them. Cheap to manufacture compared to swords. Maybe less metal or takes less time, maybe. The weakness, which is what I think about. Dangerous to the user. I have to think that the first person to ever use a flail must have swung that bitch hard as fuck, missed, and hit their fucking skull, and it caved in their own skull, and people were like, holy shit. Had to be. I don't know. In my head, I'm thinking. Slower recovery between strikes. If you hit someone with the flail, I'm assuming if you don't kill them with it or fuck them up with the first strike, you're kind of in trouble because you got to get it back, the momentum to get ready for the next swipe. Requires space to swing. It's a flail, so if you're in a hallway, I doubt you could swing that bitch effectively. Less precise than rigid weapons. I could see that too. If you're swinging a flail and you're trying to hit a target, it's probably not as accurate as would be a spear or something. Because of this, the flails never fully replace maces or sword, because again, a mace doesn't have a chain. So yeah, the flail is dope because it wrap around you, but a mace doesn't have any chain, so you just pow. Here's the popular myth versus the reality. You'll see flails everywhere in fantasy games and movies, but historically they were real but not extremely common. They were more niche than swords or pole arms. I don't know what a pole arm is. Chain length was usually short, not dramatically long, which I tend to believe. When a lot of times we draw them, like the one I'm drawing right now has a long ass chain, but I feel like if I actually brought this weapon to real life, I would die in battle because it's way too long. Many medieval flails shown today are exaggerated or purely fantasy designs, kind of like this one. And let's see, tattoo relevant, single ball. In terms of symbiology, let me see. They often symbolize raw power, rebellion, peasant uprising, and the brutality of medieval warfare and strength throughout chaos. That's it. Beep.